Going to say something?
No, I wasn't.
No, you sure?
Sure.
You don't want to get anything off your chest.
No.
Now's the time to do it. The world is watching you. If you want to say something, if you want to break down and cry just so that we get more views, please feel free to do that.
Because he's a man of few words.
I know, but I know he cries into his pillow every night.
He
just doesn't show it. He just doesn't show it.
He's not afraid to show it.
But like, if you want to be vulnerable and break down about something, or
now's the time, babe.
Now's the time.
Now's the time.
I'm good.
I don't know. I could tell you what to say just to be a little bit like. Ta-da-ta-da! No, high five.
There we go.
And do the jellyfish. There we go. Yeah, man, yours is like a duck. You got to get more flow. There we go.
Here we go.
Here we are at the beautiful Green Room. Yes, thank you, Green Room, for hosting us on our podcast. Thanks too for my sponsor, Seasick Threads, as well as my associates at Wavescape. In this podcast, I've got my favorite people in Jbay. Sorry, Mike, but they really are. We've got Hannah and Cronier from Jbay Fin.
Thank you for having us.
So, Cronier, Hannah, welcome. Thanks. And young Liam. It's a family affair, and it really is that. You get that feeling with Jbay Fin whenever you deal with this lovely family. It really is about a family affair, and your motto is, it's not just a fin, it's a feeling, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to start with Hannah.
Okay.
Hannah's got a bit of history in America. She spent quite a bit of time overseas, and I think that's what's stood her in such good stead to have all these international riders that they've got. Tell us a little bit about Hannah and how Hannah came to be part of Jbay Fin Design and also part of the family.
So I lived in California for about 16 years, worked there as an occupational therapist, grinding away. I was sick and tired of it. I gave up my job. I gave up my apartment, flew over to Africa, flew into Uganda with a backpack and started backpacking on my own. And I met this guy at a petrol station, or in America, they'll say a gas station. Mm-hmm. And that's where the love affair began.
Wow.
And and then as soon as I had Liam and I had my dual citizenship,
yes,
decided, well, now it's time to go home.
Amazing.
Yep. So came back to South Africa to be with the family, to be together.
That's really cool. And how did you make the adjustment from like being in America to going to deepest, darkest Africa? Because I understand by what you've told me, it wasn't just like South Africa where you met like somewhere in the bush, like proper Africa, right?
Was just ready for a change. I was sick and tired of working 9 to 5 every day, and I felt like there was more to life.
Yes.
So decided to pack up. And I mean, deepest, darkest Africa was actually not so deep and not so dark. It was very enlightening, and to go on your own, really to have a moment to be with yourself and experience it fully. It was a absolutely fantastic opportunity, and I recommend it to anybody. Pack your stuff up and go, and do it on your own. You learn so much. It's such an amazing experience, and things just unfold and open up that you have thought of or have had intentions of.
Yeah.
So it was beautiful.
Well, you started off on your own, but then you bumped into this handsome young man here to my right. Cronier, what's your surname again?
Wessels.
Cronje Wessels. That's an Afrikaans surname, proper Afrikaans, like my surname, but I call myself Shooter so that the people in the rest of the world don't call me. So, Wessels would be known as Wessels. We pronounce the W as a V, Wessels. Cronier's, now he makes surfboard fins, and the people of Jbay and around the world love the craft. I say he does, but it's a family affair. They all get stuck in to make these fins. But Cronier, how did you go from, tell us about your past, because you weren't that connected to surfing, I understand,
true.
In your younger life.
No, not at all. I grew up in the Free State. And then from the Free State, I finished school and I went to England, spent 7 years there. And then after England, I went to Cape Town. That's where I started surfing. I did a bit of surfing in England.
Okay.
But not much.
Yeah.
And then, started surfing in Cape Town. And then from Cape Town, I moved to Taiwan, lived in Taiwan for 4 years.
Sure.
And that's where my surfing took off. It was nice, uncrowded, beautiful waves, warm water.
Hold on, just repeat that. Your surfing took off in Taiwan.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
that's interesting. I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, no, there's some nice waves in Taiwan.
Oh.
Yeah, and uncrowded.
Okay.
And, yeah, it was lekker. And then, yeah, from Taiwan, I came back home after my 4 years there, and I started working for a company that does self-drive tours all over Southern Africa, Botswana, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and all over. So I started working for them. I first started as a tent pitcher, like an appy, and made food and
Bang, bang, bang.
yeah, and
Lots
then
of
I
poles.
worked my way up. I did my FAGASA course, Field Guiding Association of South Africa, and I became a tour guide. And yeah, I started taking people, groups of 25 to 35 people. They'd come in their own vehicle, and I'd be driving ahead of them. We'd drive in convoy, and I'll tell them everything about the bush, some interesting trees. I actually enjoyed the trees. That was my speciality. And a bit of history while we're driving in convoy. We've all got a two-way radio.
Got you.
So, and I've got a team that goes ahead and they start pitching tents. That's what I used to do. That's actually a lekker part of the job.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're not dealing with clients.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did that for about 8 years. And then the borders closed. And, yeah, I was out of work. And I was sitting at home. And I
Where were
drove-
you at this point?
We were in Jbay. We actually came on holiday because we were living in just outside Plettenberg Bay.
Okay. So you guys met in the bush, fell in love, got married,
Yeah.
moved to Plet.
Moved to Plet.
Okay.
Yes. And yeah, we were here on holiday, and then the borders closed. I was actually, the borders closed just after I came back from a Kalahari tour. And then 3 days later, I've learned, there's COVID. I didn't even know. So I was out of work. Couldn't do sitting at home, and I drove Hannah mad. And we decided to just
Love
stay
the
on.
honesty. We're driving Hannah up the wall.
And yeah, during COVID, actually, we decided let's move to Jbay. So I had to go and get a permit from the police to go and get our stuff in Plet. She, Hannah,
yes, because we
and-
couldn't travel.
Yeah, Hannah and Liam weren't even allowed to come. So I had to go and pack up our house in Plet, man alone, and get back to Jbay. And then, yeah, we were sitting here stuck. So Hannah actually decided, no, she's had enough. I can't deal with this man at home being grumpy and don't know what to do with himself. So she went to Taste from Rebel Surfboards. And she told him, listen, my husband is driving me mad. He's very good with his hands. Can you just get him out of our house? Let him come and do whatever. He'll sweep the floor. And then Taste were like, yeah, sure, tell him to come. He can do ding repair or whatever. So she came home, and then that same day, I was like, okay, cool, I'll go and see Tace. So I went to Tace, and he's like, yeah, no, you can start today, tomorrow, whenever.
That's
So,
very cool. Wow.
yeah.
Taste, you're a good guy.
He's a very good guy.
Thanks for doing that.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, then Tace just showed me the ropes to do a bit of ding repair, and I did that week in and week out. And the one day Tace came to me and he asked me, have you ever shaped a fin? So he came with this fiberglass fin that's been cut out of a panel. And I said, no, I've never shaped a fin. And he's like, no, give it a go, please. There's the machine, you use this. And he just quickly showed me. And I spent the whole day just shaping that fin. And I took like being very peculiar with it. And then I showed it to Tace, and he's like, what? No, you must have shaped a fin before. Like, no, I haven't. It's like, well, you've got a knack for it. I was like, oh, okay, cool, thanks, man. And I went home, and I said to Hannah, like, listen, man, I'm gut full of doing ding repairs. Why don't we start making fins? Let's try it.
Yes.
And then, yeah, we had this little space in our garage where I'd started building panels. I don't know. You could ask anywhere. You can go on the internet. You can't get any info on how many layers and
Really?
how much catalyst and how much waxel.
So this is where the having to teach yourself comes in.
Exactly.
And a
yeah.
lot of like a few dogs in the beginning.
A lot of dogs in the beginning, yeah. So yeah, it started from there, and then I started making panels and started shaping fins. And yeah, they were terrible fins in the beginning. There's people who bought fins from me, like the first ones, and I'm just like, I want to say I'm sorry about that fin, because that's not
He's saying sorry now. Sorry, Yella.
come for a refund.
Yeah. Don't say that.
But yeah, that's where it started.
Amazing, huh?
Yes.
And you kind of, I think you found your like little niche in life, eh?
Yeah,
Or
true.
one of them. I think you're good with your hands generally.
Yes.
And you know, like you don't necessarily want to be dealing with people and customers, so you enjoy focusing on your craft and getting on with a job.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
just
Yeah.
so you are creative
Yeah,
in
I
a
am,
in
yeah.
a in a very practical sort of way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
that's
it
still
was-
being very creative because you have to, you know, you've got to get that fin.
Yes, you got to be.
What would you call the? Is it the profile of the fin? You've got to
the
get the profile.
and the foiling,
The
and
foiling,
the
that's
back,
it.
the rake, and but yeah, it was nice to be home with my boy and my wife. Apart from like being in a bush, you're away like 2 months at a time,
Got you.
and then yeah, now I'm home and I'm doing something that I like, enjoying, and
Very cool.
it was people like Des Sawyer, for instance. He came into the garage one day and he's like, "Oh, I heard you make fins." Like, yeah, and he's like, "Okay, I want a bottle green, light green, but not light green." And he's like very specific. He's like, "Please make me one of these. Make me a nice big single fin." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." I was like, I said to Hannah, I was like, "Jeez, okay, Des Sawyer, man. He's like for me, he's like a legend surfboard builder.
Yes.
Got really good quality boards that he make. So for him to ask me to make a fin, like, geez, I got to really concentrate
Step
on
up
this
now.
one. So I made him this fin. It took me the whole day. Like, okay, there's the fin. I've done it. It's perfect. The next day I went back and you always double check. Like, nah, it's not quite right. Keep foiling away. And it's like, okay, cool, it's ready. And I let Des know your fin is ready. You can come and collect it. And it took him how long? About 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
It's like, oh man. Finally, Des arrived. And he looked at the fin and he's like, oh, really, this is exact color that I want. It's perfect. The foil, and he's checking it. And I remember he said to me, like, you know, I'm an old man. I know what I want and I'm full of shit. But I must say this is good. Well done. And it's thanks to that, you know, that
Yes.
you like, you feel like validated and like,
And a pat on your back, and
Yeah.
it just eggs you on,
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
pushes you forward, and you need that.
Yes.
Well done. I mean, it appears. I mean, we just see it from the outside. We see Jbay Fin has grown. You guys are doing amazing things. You've got surfers. You've got quite a few team riders now, which we'll go through in a minute. One of which is Surfer Susie in California. Hello, Susie. We love you and miss
Hi,
you.
Susie, Stoke City.
One of the oldest, coolest female surfers in the world, and
sure.
She's one of your team riders. But were there some really tough patches for you guys?
For sure, and there still is some major tough patches. Because initially, Cronier lost his job. We had no income. I was raising a little boy who was 3 at that time. So it was really tough, and we are very thankful to family that really helped us out during that time. Mom bringing cooked meals, and things like that, and buying toilet rolls and coffee and sugar, whatever we need. So if it wasn't for them, we probably would have had to pack up and go back to the United States.
Wow.
So
that's been a consideration every now and then when it's been really, really tough.
Yeah,
As like a, what else can we do kind of thing.
exactly.
Okay.
But even within that consideration, me and Cronier would always sit together and then we'll go, but we really want to stay here. And what an amazing place to raise our child. Right, we are 100 meters from the beach. Mm-hmm. It's just a fantastic place to raise our child. So we definitely wanted to stay here. But we went through some really tough times, and I would say it fluctuates. There's months that go by, then we think, oh man, this is not going to work. I don't know if this is going to work. And then something just pops up again, and then we can keep going. But I think the thing that has really given us the longevity is legendary shapers in South Africa that has stood by us from the beginning. People like Des Sawyer, Tace, Hugh Thompson, Mikey Meyer, Spider Murphy, Matt from Cape Town, Ant Butler from Ferrell. They, even from the beginning, when we were making pretty horrid fins, you know, they'll come in and they'll look at it, you know, and they'll say, oh yeah, it's really nice, but maybe a little this, maybe a little that. Really guiding us. And it's almost like they saw themselves in us when they started, not feeling intimidated or anything like that, but really rooting for us and wanting us to move forward and make a success. So yes, lots of tough times, but one thing that I always said to Cronier and still do is sometimes you just actually have to keep your head down and shuffle forward. Just keep shuffling forward. And there's a beautiful saying, the road to success and failure is the same road. Success is just a little further along. So reminding ourselves of that.
Yeah. That's
But sometimes reminding ourselves while going, oh,
yeah. And why are we going through that failure part?
yeah.
Exactly.
But you have to go through it. Nothing, and you don't also want it to be super easy, because if it's super easy, everybody is going to do it.
Well, exactly. Yeah. I mean, but like I was saying, you know, everyone just sees your fins out there. We see people riding your fins now, and it looks all rosy. You know, you guys are flying, and you've got back orders now, which is a wonderful position to be in. But it hasn't come easy. You've had to really put in the graft, you know. And I mean, how many fins would you say you've made?
Yes, yeah,
a few hundred?
Over a few hundred, maybe.
Thousands.
Thousands, yeah, definitely into the thousands.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
A few thousand fins, because they say to be an expert at anything, you've got to put in, 10,000 hours, right?
Yeah.
So you well on your way to being an expert fin maker.
So.
if you're already in the thousands. So you've got a lot of support now. Some of your team riders include, you've got Josie Middleton, you've got Kurt Venter, you've got Ludi. Who else?
So yeah, our first team rider was Kurt, then it was Ludi, then it was Margriet Bibbelink, also from here. Then was Bruce Campbell from Port Elizabeth. It's Josh van Niekerk, which actually it was Haley first. Haley Hansen. She contacted us because she wanted fins. And I was like, whoa, do you want to be a team rider? And then through George Bunting, we got Josh van Niekerk, Josie, Surfer Susie, and actually Charmaine Adams is also a team rider. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. What a cool little zodiac of team riders you got there, huh?
They are all such amazing people. It's not just about the surfing, and we don't require them to take part in competitions at all. We don't have specific requirements about what you have to do. I try to play with all their strengths and what they then bring to us, because all of them are so different.
Yeah.
But I think kindness and integrity and those sort of qualities stands above their surfing abilities, you know?
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I've met most of them, and they're all great people. I was chatting to Sharon yesterday, and she said something that you just touched on right now. It's about why, the why of the brand. You know, why do you do it? The ethos of the brand and what it stands for, and essentially it's everyone's strong connect to the ocean, but beyond that, it's also their it's what they like as human beings and how they treat other people, and it goes beyond just like, as you say, being a surfer. And every single one of those riders that you've got on your team are, you know, really, really cool people. You know, so it's great that you've aligned that.
Just also
Jbay
mention
Fin.
we do have 3 ambassadors. Ben here from Jbay, and then also Nicole and Darren Besaidenote from Durban.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
The
and they do
Besaidenotes.
quite a bit of testing for us. So
Yes.
we've got new prototypes and things. They do a lot of that.
And they've also recently been involved in the new logo design,
Yes.
the retro logo,
Yes.
which I think is amazing. It's
Oh,
really cool.
They did an amazing job with that. Yeah.
Everybody loves it.
Love it.
So yeah, if you want to support, if you want to buy any fins, all the links to the Instagram, the website, and everything are going to be down below. They also do really cool merchandise, like this isn't an old cap. It's made to look like it's old, like it's from the 1960s. How cool is that? It's an aged cap. It's like those Fender Stratocasters you can buy that look like they've been around since the 1950s. It's, what is it called, a distressed cap or something
Yes.
like that? Oh, distressed, like it's been in the sun for years. And cool tees and, of course, fins and little key rings and crumbs. What else have you got on the horizon? What's on the horizon for, what's coming up? Are you allowed to divulge anything, or are you keeping those secrets close to your chest?
No, it's so interesting because we don't actually really have a specific plan for the future.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I think the way we've operated thus far is that we are really guided by what our customers want. So everything and anything that has developed so far is because people have asked for it. So the way we move forward is just in what people are asking. Of course, I think we want to expand. We want to make more fins. We always want to keep supporting local, and we always want to have that family touch. And the handwritten letter that goes, with when I send the fins out. Those sort of things, I think, is in essence also who we are.
Yes.
There's a lot of love that goes into making those fins. If you see Cronier working on it, and you see Wesley working on it, they love doing it. And
Yeah.
I don't want that to ever go away.
Yeah. You don't want it to become cookie cutter. Or,
No.
Like, you want that energy, like Cronje's energy and his love with his like gentle hands going into the fin. You good with your hands, Cronier.
I can attest he is.
He's got a very strong grip. You're going to say something.
No, I wasn't.
No, you sure?
Sure.
You don't want to get anything off your chest. Now's the time to do it. The world is watching you. If you want to say something, if you want to break down and cry just so that we get more views, please feel free to do that. Because
He's a man of few words.
I know, but I know he cries into his pillow every night.
He's not
He just
afraid to
doesn't
cry.
show it. He just doesn't show it.
He's not afraid
But
to show it.
like if you want to be vulnerable and break down about something, or
Now's the time, babe.
now's the time.
Now's the time.
I'm good.
I don't know. I could tell you what to say just to be a little bit like my darling wife. If it wasn't for you, you can get all like.
This is why we make a good team. Because this dude, if he could just be behind the fin and
That's where he's
foiling,
happy.
then that's
Yes.
happy. Like for him to be chatting to customers all day long like I do,
Yes.
I mean, it would be a disaster. Nobody will get a phone call back. In fact, he probably wouldn't even notice there's been a message. So we fill each other.
That's why you work so well together.
That's
Yeah,
why we
very
work
true.
well together.
Because
Exactly.
you're a good team, and
I know nothing about foiling fins, and and my side of the coin,
If I were to describe both of you as Hannah, you are very much a people's person, outgoing, very compassionate, empathetic, and understanding of people's feelings and a customer's feelings. It's important. Cronier, you're a very, let me finish. You're a very simple man in that you don't fuss much. You don't need a lot of fuss. You're just enjoying doing what you do. You're simple in that you keep things simple, but you're actually a very deep person that's like thinks long and hard and makes sure that whatever you create is going to be top class. And I think that's what's amazing about you guys. You both got such great strengths. So keep going.
Yeah, thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Jbay Fin Design. So King, who's got, we've got like, he's got an affinity to. Here's the picture of me and that one that you took.
Yes.
Here it is. It's on the screen now. There's an amazing picture of me and him connecting. Don't pull your eyes up like that, Mark.
It's really kissing. You guys are.
We're kissing. Oh yes, during the WSL, this was a fantastic marketing ploy, and I think you have to up the ante this year. We've got to think
Yeah.
outside the box
have to,
because
yeah.
Finn, King, their dog, got on WSL TV. That like they literally filmed him because I remember. What did you guys do during the WSL? You built her?
Yeah, I bought a little life jacket for him, and then I put a plastic fin with one of our templates. Actually, put that on there, put some stickers on, and we made these little bags where we put stickers in, and then every day we had one wax.
Yeah, wax or a
Wax or a
beanie.
comb or a beanie.
Yes.
And then and with a little note, you can take it. And then he'd be walking on the beach.
And people would just be like engaging with King.
engaging. And then I remember there was always the kids who would spotted the wax or the beanie or the comb, like, oh, and they'd all be running after him. And there's King, there's the dog. And then
Amazing.
I'd be grabbing. Yeah, so it was a good.
Little marketing ploy.
Yeah, and, you know, it
Mark's
was
probably going to
actually-
steal the idea now. He's going to have like a cat on the beach or something with like Jbay TV.
It was actually
he's going to
Liam's
have
idea.
Jbay TV stickers on the cat.
Yeah. Yeah, not just a fin, it's a feeling. We, you know, when you start a new company or you have an idea, everybody is super excited. And the most fun part of it is designing your logo and getting a motto. So you just think about, oh, what can it be? And we came up with not just a fin, it's a feeling.
Yes.
Just because it sounds good. And surfers always talk about the feeling, right? So that was it. And then
Country feeling.
yeah, exactly. And then as time went by, we realized what it actually means. And our customers really started to teach us what our motto really means and the depth of that. And I think because we have such an open policy, people coming to our workshop,
Yes.
and also people can make their own custom fins. So it's not just our designs. People can come in with their own designs and things that they want to do. People started coming in with stories about, I was in an accident, I lost my wife, I lost my mother, this happened, I've got this new board. I would like my fins to represent something that reminds me of this part of my life.
Wow.
And so they come in with a specific design, a specific shape, and that's something that we like
That's
to
cool,
honor
man.
for them.
Here's a strange question. Have any come in with, and I don't mean this disrespectfully in any way, but have any come in with ashes to put in the fin?
Oh, jeez.
No, we don't.
The One Last Wave project, which again, like segues quite nicely from, you know, you building these fins to honor people who've lost loved ones. Tell us more about the One Last Wave project.
So Dan lost his father, and one day he decided he wants to go surf. And he wants to take his dad with, because they used to surf together. So he wrote his dad's name on the surfboard. Went for a surf, came out, made a little Instagram video of what happened, and he got inundated with people wanting to get their loved ones also out to sea. So people started submitting family members, friends' names that love the ocean. They write it on the board, and then he takes them out for one last wave.
Amazing.
So we are now on board 5. There's about 2,000 names per board, and the first 4 boards was made in the United States, and this last one he reached out to us, Les from Surf Neutral, who keeps all the names electronically
Yep.
on his website, Surf Neutral, and then also
Wawa.
Kubis from Wawa Wooden
Yes.
Surfboard. So he made the board, we make the fin, and that board is going to be in South Africa. Maybe I don't know how long. It's all up to Dan.
I've actually got a podcast scheduled with Dan.
Really fantastic. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's just so wonderful to be a part of that project. And I mean, I'm such an empath. I mean, every time we post something, people write to us and they send us photos of their kid that maybe has passed or somebody.
Oh, shame.
And I mean, I go into the garage and I'm just bawling, you know, and Cronier is like, oh my goodness, Hannah.
But I must say, making that fin, there is something special about it. It was not just a fin. There was something more to that. Even just the panel. And then sometimes I have to add, you can make a fin, and sometimes a fin wants to be made, and sometimes it just doesn't. But this one, from the start, the panel, it just came out so beautiful.
It's such a beautiful color. I've seen it, you know,
and
absolutely
then it's just that fin it sort of shaped himself. It's just, everything
wild.
just came. And also at the base, sometimes your base doesn't fit like, or it's got to add a bit here or take a bit off.
Not with that one.
Not with that one. It was just
Perfect.
Wanted to get made.
It wanted to be.
Well, that's a feel-good thing to be a part of, right?
So good.
It's awesome that you can be part
Yeah.
of these initiatives and be able to like start to like help like make people feel good and change. Like, it's the feeling. It's the feeling side of your business,
once
right?
again,
It's a business that puts food on your family's table, but at the same time, it's become a way of life for you guys.
Yeah, and it's about more than just the fin.
Yeah. Well, guys, shall we wrap it up?
Yep.
You happy?
Thank you so much.
Hannah, Cronier, thank you ever so much for coming on Shredding the Gnar. It's been an absolute pleasure to have all of you, including you, Liam. You're going to be making fins soon one day, young man.
Are you going to make fins, Liam?
Absolute pleasure. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, eh?
Shredding.